So I've been using this Osmo Action for almost a year now, and I'm ready to talk about it and give you my full-on review of this action camera. So I've never been the one for capturing sports and action, so this review won't have any of those talking points. But what intrigued me about this camera was its size. Now, I was in the market for something small, something I could travel with and to vlog on. I do have mirrorless cameras on me, but I feel for my trips, I wanted something that people won't notice. What worried me was my trip to Vietnam. There are about 10 million people in Ho Chi Minh City, and I hear horror stories about people snatching your things on their bikes when you're not paying attention. So I thought rather than having any of my mirrorless cameras getting snatched, I would rather get something that was not as expensive to get snatched instead. This camera looks like any GoPro and any GoPro knockoffs. The chances of them wanting to snatch this, I think, is slim to none, and that's what I was thinking, at least anyways. But let's just talk about why I chose the DJI Osmo. First and foremost is the brand name. For me, I've owned a few DJI products already. Throughout the years, I've owned the Osmo gimbal, and as of recently, the Mavic Pro 2. I knew what I could expect buying this camera. Because I know the other products I've owned have great image quality, I could count on the Osmo Action to have the same quality. The DJI app is also great too. It's easy to use. I have no issues with it whatsoever. And with the constant firmware updates to this camera, they fix issues that they had at the beginning of the launch, which was the on-screen lag issue. Secondly, the size of this camera. This thing is so small, you can really put it in your pocket. It weighs literally nothing, so you can put it anywhere. And when people see this, they won't be intimidated by it. I find people are more avoidant when they see the big camera with the lenses. This just looks like a toy. I chose this over my Fuji and over my Olympus because it's small and unintimidating. I'm doing a lot of hiking and exploring, and hiking around with all that gear would just be so exhausting to do. So I'm glad that this was the camera that I brought out to record our trips. I really love that this camera has a front-facing screen. It is such a neat feature to have, and I can look at myself and really compose the frame to my liking. So here right now we got the DJI Osmo Action, and this is what I really like about it is the front-facing camera. When I switch it over, you can actually see what it's doing. And look, there's Hillary. That's pretty cool, huh? And then you can just frame yourself up, and then you don't have to worry about your head being cut off or your being too tight. So you can just get everything in frame, and that's what I like. The fourth thing I really like about this camera is the hyperlapse and the time-lapse feature. These things are so fun to create. It's just a great way to tell a story in your vlogs. It gives you a different look for that moment, and I'm all for it. I use it to capture sunsets and just like street view stuff. So I have fun with it a lot. The fifth thing I like is the in-camera mic. For what it is, it's pretty good, especially if you're always vlogging, always in front of the camera. It picks up your voice quite well. You have a nice thick sound to it. Yeah, you get some background noise, and if you don't have the budget to get a mic and the mic adapter, this in-mic is more than capable. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the in-mic camera. This is the in-camera mic here from the DJI Osmo Action. I'm just going to the gym right now. You can hear probably the wind, and I think there's also some music playing in the background. Oh, it's getting a little windy, but here it is. How is it? How's the test? 1, 2, 3. So you can put it closer and you can probably hear yourself more, or you can just bring it out like this. But, oh, hope I don't get copyrighted. The sixth and final reason why this camera is good for vlogging is the rock steady image stabilization. This is probably the best stabilization I've seen on camera. And if you're vlogging, you have nothing to worry about. This is a feature that I truly love because I have like the worst hands in the world. It's really shaky, and I need something to compensate for that shakiness. You cannot go wrong with rock steady. Got my mask, so we are going to do the stabilization test. Right now, rock steady is on. How does it look? How does the Rocksteady look right now? I think it looks pretty good. Like, this is how I would normally vlog when I go out anyways. I'm not gonna run, but there are other tests out there that where they were fully running, and you can see the stabilization was working really well. But how is it? Just gotta get my mask. And there you have it. All right, so now we're going to gym. Now the Rocksteady is off. You can probably see all the shakiness and the jitteriness from my shaky hands. So yeah, that's the difference. How does it look? And this is why I like the Rocksteady stabilization, because it just smooths everything out, and it just makes everything, it just makes the viewing experience a lot better, because goddamn, my hands are way too shaky, and I can see it in the front screen right now. It's getting wobbly and shaky. And there you have it. Oh, copyright. I forgot, I wanted to add one more thing to the DJI Osmo action review. What I really like about this is also the camera, the photo side to it. During my trip to Australia, Singapore, and Vietnam, we're always on the move. We're always hiking, we're always exploring. There's never really a time for me to actually take out my phone and document while I was there. So what was really convenient for me was having this 12 megapixel camera on. Like, it's nothing spectacular, but it's just really good to have to document your travels, right? I'm not looking for anything special. I just want to take snapshots of where I was going to just to remember things by. So during Australia, when we were always on the go, we're always moving, there was a point where when we went to the outback, it was like 35 degrees Celsius, which is like more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And you know, I'm hiking like 3-4 hours up to a canyon and then down with this scorching heat on me. So what I didn't want was to lug around my mirrorless cameras. So what I got instead was this Osmo Action, that just to carry around everywhere and just to take those little snapshots and little moments so I can remember something back. And this has come up really clutch for me in these moments. This came in handy actually, and then it just, like, you know, it just made me want to document more of what I was doing, because like sometimes when I think about it, I was carrying like probably like 30 pounds worth of gear in my backpack, and I just didn't want to take out that backpack and then look for the camera that I want and look for the lens that I want. So the Osmo Action actually helped. This actually helped with everything with that specific issue, and I really like the convenience of it all. Okay, that's it. I think that's all I have to say about this camera. I really don't see much negatives to it. It's more trade-off. Because of its small, compact, convenient size, there are things that you are sacrificing. It sucks in low light. The battery life. Because the battery life is so small to make everything so convenient, you average about an hour of 4K recording. So make sure to bring extra batteries throughout the day to record more. Other noticeable features that I appreciate, but I didn't highlight because it didn't really stand out for vlogs. The build quality. It's solid, it's rugged, it's waterproof. I know that if I drop it, it'll be okay. The screw-on filter is a nice touch. If it cracks, you can buy a new one, no worries. There are a few other issues that were issues during the launch of this camera, but it's now been fixed because of firmware updates. And that's another thing that I love. DJI could have gone the Sony route and fixed all the issues that this camera had by just releasing Osmo Action 2, but instead they did it by releasing firmware updates, which I think is totally awesome. You're basically getting a better brand new camera than you did when you bought this at launch, which was like a year ago. So kudos to the folks over at DJI. Remember when you buy this camera to update to the latest firmware. This is the DJI Osmo Action review as of late 2020. We are heading into 2021 soon, and I can't wait to see what the Osmo Action 2 brings to the table. And there you have it. That is 6 reasons why the DJI Osmo Action is the best vlogging camera. And now that it's going on sale for like $100 off, I think this is the best time to get it. I don't know how they can improve on such a good camera already. Perhaps just a bigger battery for better battery life. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this review and enjoy the camera. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and tell me if you agree with my points or not about having this Osmo Action as a travel vlogging companion, because this is what I used it for. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.